And we're live from Venice Beach, California. The veritable edge of Western civilization, yet again. Once again, it is a beautiful day. Today is Thursday, September 25th, 2014. This is show number 78. That's right. 78. I trimmed my beard for the occasion, also because it was the new moon, in honor of the new moon in Libra. The water is really still magnificent, although there's not many waves. Wasn't even much to body surf today, but it was really, the water itself is just really yummy, of course. So, what else is going on? I don't know. So anyway, this is as far as we got yesterday. We're gonna add some more to this today, and this is a second attempt at the design of the dome in Saraville Hot Springs. Yes. Some water down there. Get some glue in there. Doesn't want to open. Oh man, there's even more. Well, what we have. we getting there? Oh, that's not a whole lot getting there. What about this one? Get there? Yes. Excellent. Okay. Hey there.
Santa Monica. Hey! Fuck yeah! But I know I'm good.
Always the coalescence of random craziness. Free of charge. Free of charge. And in abundance. There's plenty more where that came from. Hi. That's toast. This is almost toast. leave that where it is. Wait for the sun to dry a little bit. Okay. 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 Get some sun on that. Oh. Hi. That's beautiful.
Oh my God. Oh, God. What's that?
Hey, brother. I'm doing all right. And yourself?
I'm doing horrible. There wasn't room for me at the Rose Cafe, so I didn't get to. I fell asleep because people are so fucking negative, and I just couldn't even deal with it. And I went to sleep and tried to die. I tried to sleep myself away, but I woke up here again, and the fucking guitar had to wake me up. I mean, I went to sleep with people speaking German over my ear. I woke up with people speaking German 3 times over my ear. Then I woke up at 5:30 after all the goddamn Hare Krishna food's gone. Hearing people speaking German over my ear. Personally, I don't have no fucking problem with German or the language. I just think it's ugly. It reminds me of Nazis. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I've been shown Nazi movies my whole life. And I associate the German language with Adolf Hitler and Nazis. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'd love to. Thank you, brother. Oh, you know what I mean? And then I was just like going to go over to this guy Gore Sunder's house, you know, because I know I could get some free food over there. Or get some food, you know. But it's just such a head trip, you know. I can't deal with it. Sure, if it's veggie. Thank you. God bless.
My favorite.
Yeah, me too. You know what I'm saying, though? It's like I was trying. I'm trying to set up a book table with the really good Vaishnava books. You know, like the Jaiva Dharma, the Bhagavad Gita, the Brahma Saruti, Gita Govinda. These, you know, the Hare Krishna books, but the good ones. You know, the real ones. And it's like, but all the books are sitting over at this cat's house. You know what I mean? That's fine.
I'm doing a live stream.
Oh, that's cool. So it's all sitting over at this cat's house, you know. And then it's all like that he wants to charge me like $300 or $400 to be in his backyard, and then can't even give me the good spot that I wanted by the garage. Turns around and gives that to this girl who's not a devotee. Because she's got $500 to put in his hand. It's just the same old shit. They're the same people that ran down the Rose Temple because they won't work. You know, it's like they won't work with any artists. That Rose Temple, we could have saved that Rose Temple easy. Just like it's flourishing now because people are working together. It's kind of a weird, demented, perverted bar, but at least it's flourishing, you see? Anyways.
Krishna
right.
woes. Krishna woes.
Well, thanks for the food.
No sweat, man.
You want a water?
I'm good. I have the whole thing here. But thanks for asking. I like the way you fixed up your bike.
I'm getting a new one on the first.
Really?
I found one with a gas-powered engine.
No
really,
shit.
really, really nice, like
Quiet?
a motorcycle.
Quiet?
I don't know. It should be. It's brand new. Those ones that are really loud, it's because they didn't tune it right. What you gotta do, like when you order a bike engine, they come from China, cold forged, so they're not tempered. So what you gotta do is when you set up your kit on your bike, when you first started, I mean literally when you first started, as soon as it started, you get on it and you ride 8 miles an hour, no faster than 12, and you try not to come down any lower than 8, and you drive all the way to Ventura. From here. Takes about 5.5 hours. And then you rest in Ventura, have some lunch, dinner, and get back on it and ride back. And do not go over 12 miles an hour till you're back in LA. When you come over those mountains, you have a tempered engine. It's going to work 80,000 to 200, or it's going to give you like 150 to 200, 150 to 300,000 miles instead of 80. See the difference?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, because that's all it is. They take it up to 30 miles an hour without tempering it first. And you either have to take it, or you could take it to a place where they have, like an auto body shop, and you can have them temper it in the forge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
One or the other, you know?
Yeah.
Now that would probably make a really quiet engine.
Right. I forget your name.
I'm Giant Dave. What was your name?
David.
David.
So what kitchen are you with at Rainbow?
I don't know. I was one of the first 6 people that started Warriors of the Light.
At a stage stop.
Huh?
At stage stop?
Arizona.
Yeah, stage stop.
4 Corners.
Yeah, you mean at the
98.
gathering?
1998.
But the kitchen started at stage stop down near Sedona.
Warriors of Light? No, that was after the gathering.
No, before.
I was there, dude. Papa Smurf. We started the Warriors of Light with his stuff. The stuff off his bus. We started it at the Arizona Rainbow Gathering, 4 Corners in 1998.
I know. I was there, man. I scouted it.
I'm the one that kept the fire going. Our fire never went out. Tea time and our fire and main fire were the only 2 fires that didn't go out.
Hi.
What happened is the 2 couples that had dreadlocks, well, after that gathering, Papa Smurf had somewhere he had to go. And then this girl that I had hooked up with, but she ran off. She just disappeared. And then, you know, it's just a basic thing. You know, the 2 couples with dreadlocks, they didn't make room for the guy without dreadlocks. I don't really have, I mean, you know, it's just like anywhere else. People click everywhere. So Warriors of Light is kind of my kitchen, but then it stopped anyways, you know.
They were there this summer.
Oh, they were there this summer? They weren't last.
I know. They got there the same day. We both came in at the same time. We were talking about.
The thing is, it's like I said, there's no thing. Those 2 dreadlock couples, they did not start the kitchen. We did. And I was left out of the kitchen because I'm light-skinned and I have thin hair. And that's just the truth. By the Lord Jesus Christ, by the blood of Christ, by the truth of Buddha, that's the truth. I don't hate him. I've been dealing with this bigotry my whole life. I mean, that's the truth, but that is the truth.
Right.
Because I wasn't a perfect vegan, and because I didn't have pretty dreadlocks, I never got to go on the road with the Warriors of Light. You understand? That's the truth of it.
Right.
I'll travel to Peace Village Kitchen instead. You know?
Okay.
I like Peace Village.
You know,
I like them though. I'm like first generation, the second generation crew.
right? Take care, brother. The reason I said hello to that brother is I saw him about 3 days ago sitting on the side in the morning. He was just like in a really dark space talking to himself out loud. There was nobody around, and he was just saying negative, 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 feeling, you know, he was communicating how he was feeling very unappreciated and disconnected and all that kind of stuff. So I just decided I'd make a point of of just saying hello to him, and so at least there's one less person that's not saying hello to him, you know. And you could tell he had a lot to say and a lot of bruisage. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Alrighty then. This looks like it's dry enough to keep going. Even though there's this one spot that is just going to take longer because it's got looks like it's a sizing anomaly, but that works. We'll work around it. Come on. I'm very popular on the phone. There it goes. It's really funny. It's like yesterday morning I wake up and there's text from my sister and about her daughter who's interested in one of my paintings, right? And so within the hour, I get a phone call from, I was in the middle of texting one of my nephews about some genealogy, right? And so he texts me right back, and then I get a phone call from our cousin, and then in the middle of the phone call, I get a call from my sister who's with her daughter, and I mean, it's all within 1 hour of one another, all this family stuff, and I never hear from all these folks, you know? It's just so funny how the universe works like that, you know? $70.88. Yes, that's right.
Nadala na nga ako.
Oh, good. No, not here. Oh. Oh. Oh, no.
I see it. I see it. I see it. Oh, yeah.
C'est vachement.
Yeah, not to make a wife. The right team.
Just like.
No.
Today was a day.
Like
Well, that new one is good.
Hey man, how you doing? What's going on? What's that? What are you saying?
It's going. I love this one.
What one? Oh yeah.
It's like infinite design.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Did you do the shirt too?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's amazing.
Thank you. I call it transcendent,
Boom,
man.
boom, 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 boom. I'm doing a live stream. I do a live stream every day.
I call it transcendent man. It's
magnificent.
thanks. It's my equivalent of Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, which is about perfect proportions.
Yeah.
But this one's more about the metaphysical spiritual man.
Yeah.
And
it's a self-portrait. It's iconic because it represents me. And then I removed any religious, occult, nationalistic, or cultural connotations and made my own kind of thing, and it turned out really cool.
It's way cool.
Like here, you know, the third eye, the spiritual eye, the mind. Sorry, understand. The triangle goes down. Somebody said that represents the female, and then I noticed after they said that, up on top is the other one, which is
Yeah.
the male.
Yep.
Yeah.
The downward facing triangle represents the yoni of the Great Cosmic Mother. The upward facing, obviously, is the lingam of the Divine Father.
Cool. So like the
And the two together,
I like, yeah.
the star tetrahedron is the, you know, the cosmic couple copulating.
Right. Yeah. It's true.
Eternally.
Yeah.
So
Hi to everybody on your live stream.
yeah, really. So did you paint this, or
Yes, I
is
painted.
this based on a design that was?
No, I painted it. And then
I like the style, by the way. It's different than what I've seen.
I painted it, and then I took it to the t-shirt shop where they have this $100,000 machine, and I put the board through instead of a t-shirt,
Oh, shit.
and it paints it on there, and then I finesse it by repainting it and added texture. It's a very handsome one.
Yeah,
It's
that's
called,
magnificent.
It's called. Well, I took it to a poetry reading last night, and I said, "Who's this?" And they went, "Black Jesus." so I'm going to call it Black Jesus. It's awesome, right? We're taking this on.
Oh, that's magnificent.
Yeah, and I like, this is my paint formula, my 3D paint formula. It tries to puff up, so I put plastic bags on it and squashed it,
Right.
and then stressed it with a credit card, like
Right.
bringing more history, you know, tar, whips, slashes, but very subtly.
Yeah, but it's magnificent, by the way, in case I didn't mention it.
Thanks. So it's like, yeah.
How are you signing this? What is that, L.A. Marty?
Well, LaMarche is my name,
Lamar.
but I just made it graffiti style.
Right.
And my brand is now a dot after the LA,
Uh-huh.
because I'm an LA based artist. LA
Right.
March. Yeah. This one's called Reflections.
Right. It's great.
And it's just fun. Sharpies. And this was not like this process. This is a transfer from one of my paintings. So we're facing two different directions.
Oh, that's very cool.
Well,
I'm sure there was.
I get more out of one image than most, right?
Really. Milk that baby. Milk it.
Yeah, and then this is like, I elongated his face, which is like not a trick, but a technique to add a spiritual aspect. But it's perfectly optically, geometrically distorted. So it's like you in a fun mirror. It is you. It's not a cartoon of it. So, and then Layla, who discovered Tupac, said he always gave everybody that look, which is like, check yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Might be time for new shoes, my friend.
Oh, they're 24 years old.
Yeah.
I was offered $500 for them 15 years ago in Beverly Hills. And I was so embarrassed, I went, no, before I'm dead, they're going to be worth more than that. And I love them.
Yeah, they're great.
Sooner or later, I'll put them into an artwork.
What do you mean, into an artwork?
Well, they'll be an artwork. I'll just
what do you
mount
mean?
them.
They're already an artwork, dude.
Yeah, I'll mount them. Like, put it on
Yeah,
something.
really. Well, I hope you don't sell them for peanuts.
Well, it's got to be much more than $500.
Yeah, really, of course. I once sold my board for $500.
Oh, I can see why.
Yeah.
Oh,
the guy was
I told you that last time I saw you. I just love the board.
Yeah, people always want to buy the board. It's weird.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Some people like collecting palettes of artists.
Yeah,
Some art collectors want Van Gogh's paintbrush or his palette.
And what do you think that's going to do for them?
Well, it gives them as close as possible with the artist that's no longer present. Because when that artist, like Van Gogh, reorganized the molecules of the paint and with his emotion through physics, you know, this connection, transferring his emotions into it, it's in there. It's congealed in there, and it will come back, and it's like the closest connection you can have with that artist, any artist, whether they're alive or dead, just with that painting. That's why you don't even, in museums, they try not to even put glass over a Van Gogh or those paintings, because it interferes with that transfer of energy and the physics of this world. It's really amazing. It's alive, actually. Yeah, because those molecules are spinning.
Yep.
And Van Gogh placed them just the way he did. So that's why.
So, have you seen the irises
Yes.
in the Getty?
Not this time, but I saw when they came to LACMA. That white iris is supposed to represent.
I think they have them in their collection,
Nice.
and you can roll right up to it.
I will.
It's it's probably just a little bigger than this.
Right.
And you're right. You can, standing in front of it. Being a painter myself,
Yes.
if you're standing in front of it, you're standing where he was when he was painting it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's interesting.
So you're getting the same perspective as he was. And there was definitely an energy coming from painting.
Yeah, because, as I understand it, to me, Van Gogh was the penultimate artist. He couldn't fit into the religious or even commercial art world because he was unselfish. And so his bottom line was he wanted to show the divine in the natural world. And a lot of his first paintings, the subject matter was interesting, poor people eating potatoes. And that's amazing at that time. But he finally accomplished that, like especially in Starry Night. There's 3 of those. And the irises, it's really beautiful.
I think even the works where he's in the nut house, and even that painting of the postman or the milkman or whatever he is.
Yeah, see, I have my own. They have a new book on Van Gogh, and it's more in agreement now with my own understanding of Van Gogh because I've done a lot of thinking about him. He wasn't crazy. The only time, there were 4 times he went into the mental institution, and he walked there. He took himself there, and he had been drinking absinthe.
Absinthe, yeah.
And absinthe in those days was laced with strychnine, lead, cocaine, all kinds of environmental poisons. So when he was diagnosed, those 4 times, he was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia with delusions of being poisoned. And see, so of course it damaged him a little, and he knew enough to go there so that he could get better and recuperate. But he wasn't crazy. His letters to his brother Theo show just how universal and spiritual he really was.
Yeah, but he did cut his ear off, though.
Well, the ear was, again, when he was drinking absinthe, and there was a prostitute who had a child, and Van Gogh's a very giving person. He wanted to give, he wanted to marry her, probably for his own interest too, but to help her and to help the child. And sure, I'll take one. And and I understand he was delusional drinking absinthe, but the thing is that there is a reason, even if it's delusional thinking, for doing what he did. And many people think of this, even if they haven't been drinking or are not delusional, it's like blood brothers, they cut each other, put their arms together. Because she probably doubted his motive, he wanted to show in a physical, tangible form that he really meant what he was saying, because words are not enough. So he cut a part of his ear off to prove that. So I understand that. But he was, again, delusional and drinking. And he didn't commit suicide. No.
He didn't commit suicide?
Did not.
What happened?
When you go, well, you know, one of his most profound and prophetic paintings with small p was the wheat field with the crows.
Yeah, I know. That was his last piece, right?
Right. The crows were...
I did a version of that.
Nice.
Called Vincent.
Wow.
And it was inspired by the movie that Kirk Douglas plays him.
Right.
Right. So in the movie, you see him out in the field painting and everything like that, and then they do this long shot where you hear the shot, and then the crows fly up. Right. So in my painting, all you see is this long shot, and big blue sky, with a little band of yellow, and some, just a couple of
disturbances,
couple of pieces of yellow going up into the sky, and then these little black dots.
Oh.
Some of which have resolved into little birds, little crows.
So when you, the crows, he was particularly liked the Japanese art. The crows were a symbol of life, prosperity, and longevity. But in Europe, they were an omen of death. And so it's like a paradox there. But I'm sure he was using it as an omen of life. And it's amazing that it should come together in that way. When you go into the fields at night, or in the fields, you carry a weapon to protect yourself from the wild boar. And it was an accident. He must have tripped, the gun went off, hit him in the chest. It's not a suicide like holding it in your mouth. Hit him in the chest. And it's also indicative that it wasn't a suicide, that he dragged himself home. That's not a suicide. And he really died 3-4 days later from the infection. So it really wasn't suicide. And there's a new theory that some kids may have shot him and he didn't want them to get in trouble, but I doubt that. I doubt his unselfishness and compassion went that far. But it was an accident. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It would be nice to know.
But they've ruled out some of the other things that people have said about him that really,
like what?
His existence as an artist.
Well, do you know how many pieces of work he created in his lifetime?
No.
I think somewhere around 1,600.
Really?
Really. And I set it as my goal, like, I don't know, 15 years ago or so.
I'm sure you surpassed it.
Well surpassed it, my friend. Well surpassed it. But it was a worthy goal for a while, And he only painted for 10 years.
Well, your work, David, actually will probably be fully and more fully appreciated later, because they're really amazing, and people will really realize how spiritual they really are, and metaphysical, and beautiful, and how painterly they are, and how much skill went into the finessing of those beautiful fine lines, perfect little lines. Like this black one right there, it's amazing. Like this new one right there. It's an advertisement for Chrysler, right? Just kidding. But the thing is
That's it. That's it right there.
these are wonderful. They truly are. They're refined, super refined. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It occurred to me a while ago that you know, because I've been painting sacred geometry as art for since '96.
Wow.
You know, and because I was, you know, for a while there, I was compulsively drawing it, and it just made me feel good.
Right.
And I was like, I have to put this on canvas.
Yes.
And I, you know, I never took any art history classes or anything like that.
Good.
You know, because in art history, if you do take that class, you know, they teach sacred geometry as the foundation of the masters, right?
Really?
Because the masters learned sacred geometry, and they constructed their paintings based on like the golden mean and all that kind of stuff, right? And I didn't know anything about that when I started painting, you know. So, but it occurred to me a couple of years ago that what I was doing, what I had been, you know, I was, you know, kind of reviewing my work, which happens every once in a while when I have to go to my storage bin, right? I have to go look in there and see the whole freaking stack of
thousands of homes everywhere.
Yeah, well, you know,
and they will be.
We'll see what happens. One of the things I realized was that, you know, the masters, what they did is they drew the sacred geometry on the piece, on the canvas, and then they filled it in with whatever their composition was, right? And what I've done is just highlighted the structure. You know, exactly.
How interesting.
Yeah. Because the geometry itself is inherently beautiful. The geometry is what makes the master's work masterful, other than the, you know, their use of color and hue and lighting and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, but if the geometry that directs the eye, for the most part, you know.
Well, you've done that like with that one up there with color.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know Alex Gray.
Oh yeah.
How much?
I don't know.
These are 15 and these are 5.
They're so beautiful. Should I move?
No, the board is tilted.
Oh. Oh.
I don't know. I thought you were in Venice.
Oh, I was talking about that. Maybe I shouldn't say it on that. Well, some artists say they take LSD, see these visions and paint it on canvas. And when they ultimately paint them, I don't think that's what they see, because I know what you're doing is genuine yourself, because it just is. You just directly said what you're doing. But they say this is the vision. Well, the geometry is too perfect, and they'll call it sacred geometry and all those things, celestial mathematics. And then the are like perfect anatomy things. A great skill to reproduce them, but that's out of a book, and that's not what they saw because the universe is organic, and I've never taken LSD, and I lived through the 60s, but I know that what they see is just wild, morphine, melting, vibrating, just crazy organic things that are really surreal. And, so I question that. But I do know that these are more like, to put it as simply as possible, these are more like archetypes. Jung said there's 10 universal archetypes. All touches all people. The sun, there's days, the moon, night, the human face, a flower, triangles are the most dynamic form, the square, the circle, spiral, rectangles for structure are, I think, the 10. But each one of those has a powerful visceral effect on us, aside from the analytical mind trying to analyze things. But they do represent, like, the circle, wholeness, infinity, psychology, integrality, love. And a circle does open your mind viscerally when you look at it. Square, anything square in your environment grounds you. And all 10 of those together just really kind of organize the mind and get it back to stasis, homeostasis, balance. And so these are like very advanced archetypes because there are infinite number of archetypes. And the reason why, like, it made you feel good is, like, there's I've been exploring healing through art by design. It's I think a new concept. I mean, to design art to heal. Most art therapists say, paint me a painting, draw me a drawing, and we'll psychoanalyze it. Well, I'm saying I've been designing artwork to heal not just myself, but the viewer, through an open-eyed contemplation of it by the viewer, hooked up to advanced programs of biofeedback where they connect sensors to your ears, your chest, your arms, and it goes to the computer and it recreates almost real-time, virtually real-time, 40 of your brainwaves. It delineates 40 brainwaves, and they're like an EKG. And the one most important is the alpha wave, which is the wave we're supposed to be in during our waking hours. And so I designed this particular image. I intuitively created an image that has the 10 universal archetypes plus 3 other things, the clock, a calendar, and it moves